Hello and welcome to Victoriana. We're a week into October. Last weekend was our Chilli Festival, and despite the awful Saturday, we had a busy day, and then Sunday was absolutely crazy mad. We saw thousands of people and had a fantastic day with an awful lot of chili tasting going on. But since then the weather has just fallen through the floor. It's got very, very cold. We're still seeing some sunshine, but autumn is most certainly with us now. I'm just finishing off the last tomato seed save of the year. So the seed tomatoes are looking really grotty now, so we're just going to get the last few seeds from them. And funnily enough, we're switching back over and we're just about to start to save chilli seeds. So these chilies will be in tents for the whole of their year. So they're completely isolated. We're taking the tents off now, stripping any last flower so there's no chance of cross-pollination. And starting to pick the ripe fruits, which we will then dry and extract the seed from. So busy time for us in that sort of thing, autumn seed saving. In the meantime, I'll give you a run around the nursery. So out here on the veg garden, we're definitely creeping towards autumn. Far bed, all we've got left in is the artichokes, and we've got some carrots. That's now all empty. This one's got a little bit more in it. We've got some spinach and chard, got some celery, celeriac, beetroots, and fennel. That's about it. The other thing we're doing at the moment, obviously, is we're emptying out our tomato pots from the summer. They're coming out here, and we'll be incorporating that compost into the ground. And obviously, in the next few weeks and months, we'll dig it all over. But not much going on really out here now. Just having to tidy up the asparagus and tidying through the brassica cage and things like that. But autumn is definitely here. Here in the herb garden, this is definitely a job that didn't get done. We sort of really need to have a rethink on this completely, and pretty much a replant as well. We've made the beds bigger and had to take some bits and pieces out to make the beds wider. But in honesty, we just haven't got around to putting anything back in. So this is definitely a job for the winter months, and more likely it'll be one that we'll actually replant in the spring now. But we need to keep it tidy and get the rest of the bits and pieces out that we're going to, and get some fresh compost and some fresh soil in to sort of cheer it all up really. But one thing that has grown really well this year is the Jerusalem artichokes behind. You may remember that right on early in the year I propagate them with the rotavator, and once again they've done fantastically, and I'm going to think we've got quite a good crop of chokes below. So out here in the cell plant area, we're going through and blocking up now. It's that time of year where we go through all the crops out here, tidy them up, block them up, in preparation for moving some, but not all, but probably most, into the top greenhouse for the winter. We'll then run through with a lot of this under protection in the top house, not so much for the cold, and in fact we'll have the vents open on the top house all the way through the winter, apart from when we've got strong winds or if we've got snow. And we're really using the top house as rain protection, so the small cells don't sit very, very wet rather than cold. We're not worried about the cold. I think this lot will be moving pretty quick. So yes, back up here in the top house, we're having a good clear up. We're blocking everything up tight, so we're just about through all the herbs now. We've sorted out all the new herb varieties that we've added, squeezed them into the list and squeezed them into the alphabet. We've also split our herbs up for watering sides of things, so it makes things a little bit easier for the ones we need to keep on the dry side. So we're clearing through the house now. Ahead of schedule this year, we managed to get the snow supports up already. It's an awful thing to think, but winter's not far away and we may get some snow, and this house, particularly down the middle valley, doesn't like it, so we put a little bit more support in. And so now we just need to block everything up and move it, and then we can start thinking about moving some other stuff in from outside. So out here on the beds, we managed to get through them all before Chilli Fest and have a good tidy up, so we didn't look too messy. Managed to get through all the grapes and do their final tie-in for the year. A lot of them are losing their leaves, or should I say most of them are actually. And interestingly, an awful lot of the container stuff is losing leaf a bit quicker than anything in the ground. It's quite normal, but I have to say this year the difference is quite marked in what's containerised and what isn't, and where it is with leaf. But no, so we're pretty tidy out here now, just about where we want to be for this time of year. And I guess the next thing we think about is anything that needs to move in for the winter months, because being containerised, it needs a little bit more protection. So that'll be our next job. So down here in the flower area, it really is a tatty mass of colour, I guess is the way to put it. Obviously the weather is coming in and knocking a few things, and the cold, but it's very, very difficult to get in there at the moment and sort of know what to tidy up and what not to. So I think we've really just let nature take its course. Dahlias are still doing very, very nicely, and we'll strip out some of the flower maybe, but I guess it won't be long before we'll be lifting them anyway. We may or may not see a frost in the next few weeks, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it's very, very pretty still down here, and it's done very well. So now Chilli Fest is all over for another year. We've moved all the chilies from the veg tunnel into the bubble, so they get a little bit more warmth and can continue to ripen. If you have a look on our website, you can see that you can select some of those. We're doing freshly picked chilies there, so you can actually choose the varieties and we'll pick them for you. Or if you're local to us, come in and you can pick your own. We're also selling off the larger plants as well, but that again is for callers only, because they're just a little bit too big and delicate for shipping out by courier or whatever. But yeah, so now we're quite full up with the chilies in here, and rest of the house obviously same usual stuff. We've got some samphire just going to seed here, so that's our seed crop of samphire. Obviously lots and lots of citrus and bits and pieces through the middle. And the fuchsias, the hardies and the half hardies, are looking beautiful right now. So I'll finish off up here in the top field, which is where we have all our fruit that we'll be lifting. With a little bit of luck we'll start lifting this sort of the early to mid-November, but at the moment, strangely, the leaf is hanging on very, very well. I say strangely because on the container fruit particularly, and things like the grapes, a lot of them have lost all their leaf already, but up here there's not a sign of leaf fall at all, which won't be helpful for us, because obviously we prefer to hang on and lift after the leaves have fallen naturally. So at the moment I'm going to say yes, we may be a little bit late with our lifting this year, but we'll see. Some cold weather can soon snap in and knock everything for six. So that's it really for October, and we'll catch up at the beginning of November, and as I say, hopefully by then we'll have had some proper chilly weather. Definitely need some rain as well, that'd be most welcome, and we'll see where we go from there.